Join me this week on Fairfield Focus as we visit with Tommy Wolfe of Fairfield County 4 H and Mr. Tommy Springer of Fairfield Soil and Water as we talk about the muskrat trapping 4 H and Tommy Wolfe's success at the Ohio State Fair. I'll be right back. Hi, this is Connie Smith with OSU Extension in Fairfield County. I have some friends with me today on the farm page. We're going to learn all about trapping muskrats with my good friend Tommy Wolfe, and then my good friend Tommy Springer is going to help me understand why we want to trap these unusually large rodents.
Yes,
Is that what they are?
they are rodents. Yep,
Yeah.
they're part of the rodent family. Beaver are our largest here in the state, but muskrats are
Are
pretty
they
big.
the next one down in the kind of the hierarchy, you think?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they're definitely they're one of our more aquatic rodents, and they're definitely bigger than a mouse or
Yeah.
that
Okay.
type of thing.
So Tommy Wolfe, I got to ask you this. What grade are you going to be in school?
I'm going to be a freshman
At where?
Fairfield Christian Academy.
And you're just getting back in the routine of school, correct? Going to start
Yeah.
here in a week or so.
Yes.
Are you all excited about that?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. Do you happen to have a favorite subject?
Science.
Science. Okay. But you're going to try to get back into the routine of enjoying school, aren't you?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Yeah. I love honesty.
Well,
Don't you love honesty?
I can feel for him.
You can feel for him?
Yes.
Okay. And your kids are already back, right?
No, they start back next week.
Oh, boy.
Well, the older one, the younger one's still out of school. And
Yeah,
just
so
going to the
what does
sitter.
your oldest son think about school, Tommy Springer?
He loves it. He's more of a people person, social
Yeah.
person, and
Yeah.
he's
But
also
he-
going to have my wife as a school teacher this year,
Oh.
as his homeroom teacher.
Yeah.
So he may not like school as much.
But, I bet when your son gets to be a freshman in high school, it may not, it may be the same answer.
Probably.
Yeah, absolutely. So I got to ask you this. You had a busy summer.
Yeah.
You did this great little muskrat trapping in Ohio project book. Now, what in the world, with all the 200 and some plus projects in 4-H, why this one, my friend?
Well, like I said earlier, I've never actually trapped like live animals before, and I figured trying trapping muskrats would be a good like start to help me learn how to
Okay,
trap.
so we all know you live on a farm. We know that. So do you see muskrat damage on your farm? Have you ever seen, like in a pond or in a creek where they've been like building up their dens and all that?
We saw a couple.
You saw a couple?
Yeah.
And then Tommy Springer, you came in and you helped Mr. Wolfe figure out what kind of damage they can really cause, right?
Yeah, he approached me because I've dealt with some muskrats before, and I've known Tommy from previous interactions. And I actually had a property right behind my grandparents' house that was pretty infested with muskrats, very easy access to the
Yeah.
site. So I was able to take Tommy out there and show him some of the den styles where they'll tunnel in underground, what we call bank den,
Okay.
and then they'll build huts out of usually cattails and mud, and, kind of like a miniature beaver lodge. People are familiar with the big lodges beaver will build out of sticks. Muskrats do a similar thing, just scaled down much smaller.
Okay.
And this flooded field behind my grandparents had multiple muskrat huts through there. So we were able to wade out, with shallow water. I was able to take Tommy out there, and we got to see some for his project. And
What'd you think of that?
I thought it was really neat and interesting.
Did you realize that they would build like a hut that's, 4 to 6 foot wide and pretty deep? Did you know that was going on?
No, I just assumed it would be like at least a little bit smaller than
Yeah.
what I saw.
Yeah. So was it what was that for you as the, wildlife educator in the county to be able to take a 4-H'er out and really hands on?
That's much more fun than doing it in the classroom, believe me.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and I'm sure Tommy had more fun doing that aspect than doing the book work
Yeah.
that goes along with the project.
So you might like school a little better if you had this guy to drag you along with him. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So I asked you when I invited you to come to the farm page, I said, bring me your poster. And I got to show you guys what he brings me. He brings me the iPad with his PowerPoint. And what did you tell me when I said, where's the poster? You said this.
This is a lot much easier, and I didn't have time to do a
Yeah,
poster.
absolutely. So of course, me, old school as I am, I better get into technology. What do you think? You think I better get into that? So you not only did this project book, but then I see a purple ribbon.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I took this to the county judging
Yeah.
just right out there, and I was accepted to go to state because my county judge that judged me for this project, he really thought it was interesting.
So did the county judge think this iPad was pretty cool?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah, he loved it. Okay. Yeah.
And I serve as a 4-H judge. Typically, in most years, I would judge the muskrat projects. And this year, I communicated with the local judging committee that because I had some impact on a particular project, I switched gears. But I was seeing a larger percentage of the projecs come in using digital format.
Digital format.
Instead of the old poster board and whatever.
Yeah. So you go through summer judging in Fairfield County, and then you travel to the state fair, and by golly, you bring home the clock trophy, and you bring home the purple rosette.
Yeah.
And what are you thinking, Mr. Springer? Are you pretty proud of that?
I was, and honestly, I saw the news release that you guys put out on your Facebook page about Tommy winning the clock trophy, and I was never in 4-H.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what the clock trophy was.
Oh, so you didn't
I had
know?
to look it up. I didn't know if it was like named after Mr. Clock.
Oh.
I didn't know that it was an actual trophy with a clock in it. So this was a learning experience for me as well. And then I found out that you're laughing at me, but I didn't know. So anyway, you have to.
So you brought home the big prize, and then you had to tell this guy what you did.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, how fun is that?
It was really cool, and that's mind blowing that Tommy put together this project, and it was the top project in that category in the state of Ohio.
Hey,
so.
You ought to bring this to the Agmazing building at the Fairfield County Fair, so Tommy Springer can brag that he helped you. He learned what the clock trophy was. How about
that was about the extent of my help, was learning what a clock trophy was. All I did was take Tommy out, and he shoved his arm up in a bank den and climbed around on some huts.
So tell us this, Tommy, if you get to the point in your career with this project where you decide to trap, is there, I guess, a season for fur trapping or fur-bearing animals in Ohio?
There is, and muskrats are considered a fur bearer. There are closed trapping seasons for muskrat, and typically with almost all fur bearers, it's usually over winter. Which, ideally you're harvesting the animal for its fur.
Okay.
An animal's fur, if you've had pet dogs at home, they shed a lot in the summer.
Okay.
They don't need that thick fur in the summer. So the trapping in the winter when their furs are kind of at their prime, we call it.
Okay.
When they're the thickest, most fur available on the animal is what we target. And muskrats, typically the trapping season runs usually from about the first week in November through the end of February.
Okay.
And that's open trapping season. You can harvest the fur from the animal. And sell it if you choose. Muskrat fur, it's lower on the price for animals, compared to say a fox or an otter, but it's one of the most consistently priced furs.
Okay, so I've got a little plan for you here. Since school is not exactly your favorite gig, getting back and getting started, I think you ought to challenge Mr. Tommy Springer here to do a little muskrat trapping with you in the dead of winter. A little chilly, a little cold. I bet Tommy'd be all over that, wouldn't you, Tommy? Yeah, yeah.
I like my warmth.
Okay, he likes his
I'm more
warmth.
of a summer guy, but
so maybe you can get Tommy out in the winter to really experience this project. You think that'll work, Tommy Wolfe?
Yeah.
Congratulations to Tommy Wolfe.
Yes, absolutely.
So proud of you for doing this. I mean, this is kind of a really unusual project. I mean, it's something that nobody else would choose, but the clock trophy from the Ohio State Fair. We're very proud to have you on the 88.9 WLRY farm page, and we're really glad you helped to educate Tommy Springer as well.